As most of you know, I am a massive Glock fan, but there is something about the HK VP9SK that makes my nipples hard. Shh, you can cut that out, right? This pistol's lines, grip, it is beautiful. Compared to the Glock, which looks like a block. What's with all the rhyming around here, man? What's wrong with this fella? How you in time out?
For generations, man has sought the answer to one question. Which is better, the Glock 26 or the HK VP9?
Okay, maybe I was a little bit dramatic in the intro.
A little?
Okay, maybe I was a lot dramatic. In this video, we're gonna compare the HK VP9SK with a Gen 5 Glock 26. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a Gen 5 Glock 26. So we're gonna use this Glock 26, which is a Gen 4 slide and a Gen 3 frame. Now, why exactly do I have a Gen 3 frame with a Gen 4 slide? Because this is America. And if I want to teach my children the wrong names for colors, I have the right to do so. First up is the VP9SK. Now, out of the box, the grip on this firearm feels amazing. It's one of my favorites. And HK gives us the ability to swap out the back strap and the side strap to really get an extremely comfortable grip that's unique for you. On the other hand, the Glock 26 kind of just feels a little bit strange in my hand. The grip is very thick, it's bulky, and it just really doesn't feel natural. Again, this is a Gen 3 frame, but even the Gen 5 frames don't feel all that great. The HK VP9 has a Picatinny rail that allows us to mount a flashlight, a laser, or even a banana, compared to the Glock 26, which simply does not have a rail. The VP9SK has a very low profile bolt catch on the left-hand side of the gun. But even though it's low profile, it's still big enough that it allows me to easily lock that slide to the rear. Now, this gun also has a right-handed slide release for left-handed shooters. The Gen 5 Glock 26 does have an ambidextrous slide lock, and the slide lock lever does protrude out significantly farther than some of the earlier models, which is a pretty nice feature. The Glock 26 has these really shitty plastic sights that I hate, compared to the HK, which comes with metal Novak sights that are photoluminescent. Ryan is such a douchebag. I mean, how stupid does he think we is? I mean, the photoluminescents have been extinct for like 1,000 years or something. I mean, they've been extinct with the T-Rex, with that long neck son, what's his name? The one that eats on the top of the trees? I mean, that guy Ryan is a douchebag. Yeah, I'm talking to you. And don't be a jerk, Buck. What's your problem today, man? You're my problem, you punk bitch. And you ain't gonna do about it, stick insect. Fucking piece of shit, motherfucker! I am so fucking tired of you! Oh, you freaking piece of shit! I'm really sorry. You know, I try to be professional around here, but sometimes that inbred little piece of shit redneck. Hey, buddy! Don't you talk about me like that! You better watch out, pencil. I only went 50% on your ass. Next time I'm gonna bring a 100. You better shut your mouth, Buck! Your mom should have swallowed you. Traditional night sights are made of a radioactive material that will glow for up to 10 years. Whereas the HK VP9SK uses photoluminescent sights that must first be charged with a light source. Now, this is what the lights look like without being charged, and this is what they look like after being charged. Pretty epic. The Glock 26 Gen 5 comes with 3 10-round magazines. Now, personally, I always install a +3 extended base plate. Now, one thing that is really bad about the Gen 5 Glock, really all Glocks, is the ability to use the Glock 19 magazine, which is 15 rounds, or the Glock 17 mag, or the Glock 18 magazine. I call this Glock on a stick. The VP9SK comes with 2 10-round magazines. Now, one thing that's really awesome is the full-size VP9 mags will actually fit into the VP9SK. Now, the trigger on the Glock 26 is pretty much what you would expect. The take-up is a little bit mushy, but the wall is well-defined, and the break is not that bad. Now, on the VP9SK, it's pretty much the same. The take-up is pretty short, the wall is well-defined, and it breaks clean. Now, I've definitely noticed that the amount of pressure required to pull the trigger seems to be less on the VP9SK. And I definitely noticed that I can shoot this gun a lot faster. But that also has a lot to do with practice. Hey, Johnny, what are you doing, man? I'm training. What are you training for? Is that supposed to help you pull the trigger faster? No, I'm training for a convention. Convention? What kind of convention? Damn it, Ryan. This is the Divorced Women of America's convention. Wow. Good luck. For years, Glock has been using a polygonal barrel, but since the release of the Gen 5 Glock, we were introduced to the Glock Marksman's Barrel. The HK VP9SK comes standard with a cold hammer forged barrel to increase accuracy. Let's head out to the range and see which firearm is more accurate. I'm here at the Tampa Carry gun range to compare the accuracy of the HK VP9SK with a Gen 5 Glock. Now, the only Gen 5 Glock that I have is a Glock 19, so these test results won't mean oh well. Now, I've set up my target about 25 yards away, and first up, we're gonna shoot the Gen 5 Glock 19. These two firearms are priced very closely to each other. I found a Glock 26 Gen 5 for sale online for $559, and I found an HK VP9SK for only $507. That is a phenomenal deal. If I purchase a Gen 5 Glock 26, I would immediately install night sight, install an extended magazine release, make a larger trigger guard undercut. I would definitely do a grip reduction, install an extended base plate, and I'd sand, stone, and polish the internals. Now, if I purchase an HK VP9SK, really the only thing that I would do is an action job. Besides that, everything about this gun is pretty perfect. If I had to choose between the Glock 26 or the HK VP9SK for a new carry gun, I personally would choose the HK.
Script 6, C19, take 1. No, that's funny. What else could you do with your finger?
Yeah, let's do it again. One more time.
Still rolling.